As we said in our announcement, it will see us through the completion of our definitive feasibility study at Phalaborwa, which will be complete by the end of 2026. And it also allows us to complete the pre-feasibility study that we're embarking on with our partner Mosaic for the Uberaba Project in Brazil.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by George Bennett, the CEO of Rainbow Rare Earths. George, very good to speak with you. You've just raised £11.1 million and you've got Traxys on board, a direct partner to the US government's Project Vault. What does that tell you about Rainbow's position in the rare earths market?
Thank you for that, Stephen, and morning to your viewers. I think it now establishes Rainbow as a major player in the rare earths market and as a high-quality strategic player in the rare earths market outside of China. As your audience may know, that we are developing two projects, one in South Africa, one in Brazil, to extract rare earths from phosphogypsum waste residue. And both these projects are very, very near term in terms of production targeting for both projects. And as I said, it establishes Rainbow as a serious player now that we have somebody like Traxys on board, who, as you quite rightly point out, is a partner to Project Vault, which is a $12 billion strategic fund set up by the US government to build critical mineral stockpiles for the US government.
George, this money gives you a strong financial runway. It will also help fund those two major study milestones. What are the key things investors should be watching out for?
Well, as we said in our announcement, it will see us through the completion of our definitive feasibility study at Phalaborwa, which will be complete by the end of 2026. And it also allows us to complete the pre-feasibility study that we're embarking on with our partner Mosaic for the Uberaba Project in Brazil. And it'll take us way beyond 2020, the second quarter of 2027 in terms of funding requirements. So we're very excited about the runway we've got, and we know that we'll be able to deliver two key value milestones for Rainbow shareholders during this period.
You're aiming to be one of the lowest cost, highest margin rare earth producers, George. What makes Phalaborwa and Uberaba the right assets to get you there?
Well, as been I've spoken about many times, as we extracting rare earths from phosphogypsum waste residue. We don't have any mining costs. We don't have any crushing, milling, concentration costs. We're dealing with chemical stockpiles in both of these projects, which means that about 60% of the typical flow sheet for hard rock minerals rare earth project or even our ionic clay project is taken out of our flow sheet. So that means we are very, very low capital intensity projects. Both are very low capital intensity projects. And secondly, we know that we are going to be a very, very low cost producer of the separated rare earth oxides. This has been borne out by the initial studies that we've published on both the Phalaborwa Project and the Uberaba Project. And we'll see this reaffirmed with our definitive feasibility study on Phalaborwa, as well as the pre-feasibility study on Uberaba. So both these projects allow Rainbow to be what I believe will be the lowest cost producer of separated rare earths in the West, as well as the highest margin in the West as well.
The US actively building a strategic critical mineral stockpile. How big is that opportunity for Rainbow, and how quickly can you start supplying into it?
Well, it obviously brings Rainbow to the table with the partners in Project Vault, which is very exciting for Rainbow and the shareholders. So I think it's a major strategic opportunity for us. And in terms of supply, we're targeting production out of Phalaborwa at the beginning of 2029. And with Mosaic, we're targeting production out of the Uberaba Project in 2030. So both these projects, in terms of mining projects, are very near term in terms of production, very short timelines compared to typical mining projects from discovery to production. So we're very excited about both of these projects being effectively near term in the mining sense of the word.
George, I hope you continue to keep us updated with your progress. Thank you very much for your time today.
Pleasure, Stephen. Thank you.
George Bennett, the CEO of Rainbow Rare Earths.